I'm Janet, and I'm a carer for Visiting Angels. I'm a carer now for, it'll be 2 years in September. I work with different uh, clients. I'm part-time, absolutely love my job, really, really love my job. Um, yeah, and I just do what I can when I can.
I'm Charlie, I'm a business admin apprentice for Visiting Angels. I've worked here since September 2023. So, today we're going to talk about two clients that Jan goes to who have dementia. They're two very different clients in personality wise, in the way that dementia affects them. They're very, very different. So, the one client, we started care with her because she was subject to 2 scans. But she's very, very independent. She only has one call a week, which is 2 hours long, and in that call we kind of do, or you do.
It's companionship, welfare, I suppose, isn't it? Call. It's keeping on top of things for Jane to help her stay safe and carry on with her life as normal as possible, really. Yeah, she's very, very good.
That's fine. So around the scans with this client, what sort of things did we do or you do to help her family? Because their family live quite far away, didn't they?
Family live quite far away. They're very, very good family, very, very supportive of her. It was suggested to get a call barring phone, a call blocking phone, which one of the sons actually, he sorted it out. He got it in and he put it in, and it's literally stopped everything. It stopped everything. I go each week and I check the phone for voicemails and see what calls she's had. For example, like last week, she had 50 missed calls, 50 missed calls, and I can imagine most of them would be rubbish calls. Because there is still a couple coming through, and they go through to voicemail, and I'm checking the voicemails, and we listen to the messages in case there's something important for her. But it has stopped the scamming. I've been I've been at her house once where she was in the process of giving somebody her bank details. And so this has been an absolute godsend. And it gives the family peace of mind as they do live far away. They're not round the corner. We only go once a week, but it just gives us that chance to check the phone, knowing that she's not being scammed. It has worked 100%.
So
Gives everybody peace of mind, that doesn't it? The family especially.
So what, obviously with, she's very independent, but what sort of things do we do to help the family other than scamming, to give them peace of mind, just to make sure she's okay?
I go in, I suppose when I go in, I scan in round to look at things, because she cooks a lot.
Yeah.
She goes out a lot, she cooks a lot. Because recently she has burnt a couple of things on the cooker. But it's not been anything really that bad and what I would really worry about. But it's things like that I'm checking on.
Yeah.
I check her medication each week. I'm counting, literally counting her tablets. And she does her own medication, but I'm just checking that she's taking her medication, and she is taking her medication. Again, that's going to help the family peace of mind.
Yeah.
Right? It's making sure, checking around the house, that she's doing okay, really, and she's keeping safe and getting on with her life as normal as possible.
Yeah.
With our support.
So how's this helped? Have we had positive feedback from the family to say that it is making a difference to her? Does she say to you that it's making a difference to her? And
it's funny you should say that. I have had positive feedback from the family via the office, saying that it really helps. Keeps keeping us safe. It helps them peace of mind, knowing that we are just there if needed. I had a conversation with a client last week, and I actually asked her, so does my visit help?
No.
Am I still are you getting from our visits what you need to get from it? And she said, oh yeah, I absolutely love you coming. She said, she had another chat going round for a coffee. She said, but you're the other person that calls in.
Yeah.
And so I think it's more than just carer now. It's more having a conversation with another woman maybe.
Yeah.
And just talking about normal
Things.
conversation and anything that you would talk to your friend about and your family about. And she's very, very comfortable with that. You know, she's really happy with it.
Yeah.
And it makes me happy now because it works for me
Doing
too.
your job as well.
I'm doing my job properly.
Yeah, exactly.
Knowing it's like ticking a box, isn't it? Right, I've done my job. She's happy, I'm happy, the family are happy.
Yeah.
What more do you need?
Exactly. So in the terms of the dementia, obviously it doesn't affect her as badly as it affects the other client. How?
It affects her differently.
Yeah.
With her, it's she gets frustrated because she can't remember the names of things. She can't remember people. Who she knows them, but she doesn't know the names, and she just can't put them to a place. She's amazing. She tells everybody she's got Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
And she embraces it to as much as she can do, which is a fantastic thing to do. But she tells everybody in the village, and they work round her.
Yeah.
They're amazing with that. Somebody's always speaking, and she'll say to me. But she's so positive with it. She's an absolute inspiration with it. She really is. Yes, very positive. Very positive. Yeah. Yes.
What sort of things have you learned from this client, and how have we made the calls with her person-centred?
I think because I've had quite a lot of experience with dementia through my working life and personal as well. I realise, especially with somebody like her, that you have to adapt to them. She's obviously had her own background, her own growing up family, and obviously that affects you as a person. It makes you the person that you are, and so even with dementia, she's still that person, and you have to respect that. And you work round I work round what she wants. I go in there, I ask, do you want me to do things? And she's quite happy. Put the kettle on, do you want a coffee? And if I want to do jobs, I'll work with her. If she wants any jobs doing, we'll go into the village, pick things up. Other than that, I'm working with what she wants to do. I don't go in and say, right, we will do this today. I have learnt that with her, because I have suggested that, and it's like, no, I want to do what I want to do.
Yeah, it's her way.
It's
Which
her
is the most
time.
important thing, and it's her time. And
yes, she's paying for that time, isn't she?
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
her time. I'm happy with that, and I'll work round whatever she wants to do.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel like that we've done for her, is adapting to her.
Yeah. I mean, we help with medications, don't we? But other than that, if she's running low, we order it for her just to help her out.
Yes, I ring you up, don't I?
But other than that, but she goes and picks them up.
Yeah.
She goes out on her own. And
she goes out on her own. I've taken her to hospital appointments before now, doctor appointments.
Yeah.
2 or 3 times. And that, it's just going with her.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, sometimes I feel a bit of a fraud, because I feel like, do you really need me here?
Yeah.
She gets very frustrated that she can't remember. She's very much into nature, and she likes the plants and flowers and the birds. Her husband was very much into like RSPB kind of things.
Yeah.
And she can't remember the names of plants and the birds, but she gets books out and she tries to remember
them with the books.
Yes, she does. And she cooks all the time. She gets cookbooks out and she's cooking. She's amazing. Amazing lady.
That's good.
So with our support, I feel like we go in there and it's great. It works. It works.
It works
for
for
her.
them.
Just giving her that little bit of support.
Yeah.
And she probably knows that she could ask us, you know. Well, she does. She asks me, can you just help me with this?
Yeah.
Like, she lost the key to the shed the other way. So we work around it because she does lose keys quite often.
Yeah. Yeah, it rings a bell,
Yeah.
actually.
But we always resolve with our help because we're there.
Yeah.
It gets solved, the problem.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Mm.
It is good because you have to adapt and learn and
Yeah,
ways round.
absolutely. We're learning all the time. I'm still getting to know her.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah, exactly.
the more you get to know your client, obviously, you know how they're going to react, or you just know how to work around it.
Yeah, exactly. So the next client, client number 2, she has 2 1-hour calls 2 times a day.
Yes.
Which is every day of the week. Obviously, on a Tuesday there is a 2-hour call, but that's to help you get her into a sort of routine with it. But she has help with like keeping herself hygiene up, and because she was, you know, neglecting herself.
Yes.
And she's also been subject to a scam as well.
Yes.
Which you know, that's also been resolved now, I believe.
Through the same way with the phone.
Yeah.
Being put in. One of the girls put that in. I know that will take all the calls away, and it is doing.
Yeah.
Definitely is doing.
Yeah.
That's all it needed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is quite again peace of mind for the family, isn't it?
Yeah.
And her.
Yeah.
And us.
Yeah, exactly. So what sort of things do you do with this client? Because obviously the dementia's affected her quite differently to the.
Whereas first client, she's quite happy to accept the help if she thinks she needs it.
Yeah.
This client is very reluctant to accept the help because in her mind, with the dementia, she thinks that she's coping. But if I chat to her, because I chat a lot to her, I do say to her, you do need a bit of help because you have been neglecting yourself a little bit, and she will say yes, I do, but then she forgets that conversation.
But she said yes.
But she says she does, but she still thinks she's coping.
Yeah.
So she's very reluctant to accept any help at all as regard personal care or food, anything really.
Yeah.
Housework. It's all done.
Housework as well.
Yeah, she doesn't want you to do anything really.
I suppose a lot of people are a bit. We have a few clients like that don't really want you to do stuff for them. They're like, oh, I could do that, that's fine. But realistically, you're there to help them. And
but it's hard for them if you look at it from their point of view. They've done that all their life,
exactly,
and why do I want you coming in my house?
Yeah, exactly.
And it must be so difficult to accept that you need that bit of support.
Yeah.
But if we don't give that bit of support, they possibly won't be able to stay in their house.
No,
or
exactly.
something worse could happen, you know. I always think with our support, if only they could see that we're there with good intentions to help them stay safe and at home.
Yeah.
And like this client, she isn't going to stay safe at home if we don't go in. But it's each time we go in, it's the same conversation that trying to talk to us, say, look, you need this help. We need to be able to help you for you to stay in your home. It's really important for you, for your family.
Yeah.
Just to.
She still wants that somewhat of independence, to be able to stay at home all day and, you know, toddle around and do her own thing.
Absolutely, yeah. That it really is our goal, isn't it? It's for them to
stay
keep
at home.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
You know, and I do. And when you talk to her, she does accept that she needs help, but it's hard for her to accept that she needs help.
Yeah,
and I do understand completely. Yeah, she does get upset about it.
She get upset by the help or the dementia?
No, help.
The help.
It's more, I think, frustration. She wants to be left alone. She loves the company. She
likes
sit and talk all day.
That's always good though. I think the company helps promote better mental health and everything as well, though, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Like having someone, I think anyone finds that, having someone to talk to. And I think there's definitely been a difference from when we first started care there to now, from things I've heard through the office and from you.
Yeah, I think things have improved.
Yeah.
I think if we pulled out tomorrow, it should be straight back to square one again.
Yeah.
It's got to be constant, hasn't it, and regular this, and gain that trust from us. I know she knows my face now, and she knows some of the other girls.
Yeah.
So we have built a lot of bridges and very small steps with her, little wins with her. But each little win, it's brilliant. You know, you can walk away thinking that I've done my job today.
Yeah, exactly. So, does the dementia affect the way you have to communicate with her in some ways?
Physically, I get eye to eye with her. I'll talk to her. Sometimes I even get down on my knees to her. So I'm literally, she's sat down and I'm talking to her.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes you need that definite, you know, not sort of, you know, talking like this. I talk to her properly, and I know she likes that. And I'll hold her hand as well when I'm talking to her, and I'm really as gentle as I can be.
She likes the gentle communication rather than being talked down to.
Absolutely. I get the feeling with her, as with I do a lot of people, I don't want to be stood up and they're sat down.
Yeah.
I like that. I like to come down to their level.
Yeah.
Sit them. Or, like I say, I'll get on my hands and knees and I'll hold the hands and talk to her. Look, it's shower today. As soon as I walk in, it's shower today.
Shower time.
And she'll look at me and like, we'll be there 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I promise her it'll come down.
I think it's hard once she's got into that routine of not doing it though. It's probably hard to get back into a routine of having a shower, isn't it? But
I think it's a long time since she's had any routine, to be fair. It's a long time.
But is that the dementia that's thrown that out though, or is it?
I think the dementia's exaggerating that. I mean, she could have. I think it's very easy to self-neglect.
Yeah.
And the dementia's compounding it. That's the word I was trying to think of. Compound it, I think. I've had exactly the same experience with my own mum.
Yeah.
And she went into a care home, and I had to go in once a week to bath her because she completely flatly refused any personal care for anybody else.
Yeah.
But I would go in. I was quite firm with her.
Yeah.
And obviously,
I think when it's your own family, you are.
I was quite firm, say, right, you know, you've got to have this battle, and that's the way it is.
Yeah.
I'm still firm with her.
Yeah.
I said, come on, you know that I've got jobs to do, I've got tasks to tick off. I said, and as soon as we've done that, we could come downstairs, we can have a coffee, I'll make you a bit of toast, so I said, you can have a cigarette, because she likes smoking. And so it'd take 10 minutes. And usually she's like, no, okay, let's get this done.
Yeah.
You know, she's really good.
Yeah.
But it just takes that. It's the gentle. I've got to. Yeah, it's the soft talk. It's the gentle talk with her and talking around to it. Yeah. Whereas with the other clients, you don't need any of that. It's just positive way.
Positive way, That's why it's so fast. You've got one that's very independent and one that needs, you know, help every day to make sure she's doing okay.
So different, the dementia, but they're completely different people. So it's hitting them differently, isn't it?
Yeah, well, everyone's a different person, aren't they? That's why we try and make it like centered to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you diagnose just regimented, then they wouldn't want. So if you didn't cater the care to that client that doesn't want to shower this and that, she'd still be refusing it now because it would be.
Yeah.
So if you treated that client the same as well, you have one call a week.
Yeah.
She wouldn't want it.
Nothing would happen. You'd be going in and nothing would be going on. Really.
And that's how it affects people so differently, isn't it? Though it's not like I think a lot of people put it down to they just forget. When it's not, they just forget.
It's more than that.
It's more than just forgetting. It's very broad.
Yeah.
And it affects people so differently.
Yes, it does. It's really, really sad to see these good people, hard-working people, to come to this through no fault of their own. And if we can go in there and just help support them and just carry on as long as possible, it's just an amazing thing to do.
It is.
It really is, yeah.
So, do you think with the client who has 2 calls a day, is it important to get a routine for her? Is that what's been
Yeah.
the easiest thing to get her to where she is now?
It's been small steps with her.
Yeah.
And I think it's an ongoing. It's going to be an ongoing thing
Yeah,
with
that's
her.
important.
It's gaining her trust.
Mm.
It's getting to know each other.
Yeah.
And I thought that again, that's important for us to get to know her. So regular carers going in.
Is important. I
It's
think that's
very
what
important.
is an important thing for clients with dementia as well, because if you're sending in like loads of different people, they'd just be they'd be like, I don't know what's going on.
No, I think anybody without dementia, you're getting different
Still
people
get
coming in.
it's still like, I don't know
What's happening?
what's happening.
So
It's important.
it's hard enough as it is, isn't
regular.
it? But if I'm going in every morning, going with a smile, like, right, come on, you know what we're going to do this morning, or whatever, and she'll see me and she'll go, oh yeah, you know, and her face lights up and she's recognising me.
There, I mean, I think it's important. When we first took her on as a client, we sent a younger girl there, about mid-20s, and she just declined it straight away. She just didn't like that. She just didn't get on with it. And I think it's important sometimes people with more life experience to go in and, you know, talk, and it's taken.
It's down to life experience
Yeah.
sometimes. Again, that was the same with my own mother, because again she was self-neglected, you know, self-neglect.
Mm.
And I had carers coming in, and it was young carers, so I've seen it from both sides.
Yeah.
Didn't like young carers coming in.
No.
Go away, I don't need you. You're not doing anything.
Yeah.
I think it's down to, it's a bit of respect for them, and I'm not saying that young carers are bad carers. They're not.
No.
It's just the way it is.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes. And I think you've got to give them a chance. But this lady, you can see that she prefers somebody more her own age,
Yeah.
you know, a bit more mature,
Yeah.
life experience. You kind of know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's just a chat and everything. You're on more of a level.
Yeah.
It's hard to
Exactly.
explain. Communication. To me, communication is like the number one thing. If you can't go in there and communicate, it's a waste of time. You need to talk to that person and get that contact with them, so they know that you're okay. You know that they're okay. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You can't go in and not talk. You've got to talk.
No.
And if you haven't got the chat, yeah, it's a waste of time.
It's important about building a relationship as well, though, isn't it? Obviously not crossing the boundaries of, you know,
Absolutely.
places, but it's important to build a relationship, because you think you've built a relationship with both clients. Obviously
It's like to think of.
the second client hasn't been for as long, but you've still built that relationship with her, and you've gained her trust, and she's gained.
I like to think so now. Yeah. I get a big hug off her when I go now. She loves me. So, and the other client, we always hug and, you know, when we see each other. And you feel more like a friend in a way.
I think that's what it is, like our values of obviously friendship, relationships and family and sort of thing. That's the sort of thing we want to get towards without crossing the boundaries of, you know, you're still there to work.
Absolutely.
It's I think it's important, especially with.
It's a fine line, isn't it? I like to think I'm going in there and being professional.
Yeah.
But also being a friend at the same time.
You're there to help them, and you want to build that relationship with them, because it's hard for them as well to have to, when you've been independent all your life. I know I'm bad for it. I'm bad for accepting help. Never mind someone who's, you know, a lot older and I've had a lot more life experience.
Yeah,
it's quite hard. And I think when you've got, you know, dementia as well, that probably affects that independence even more, because it's not to their own fault that they're needing.
Like I say,
it's not to anyone's fault that
they
need help, but
they think they can still manage.
Yeah.
And you and I go in there, you can see that they're not managing.
No.
So it's a very difficult, very tricky situation.
Yeah, it's important to accept help when you need it, really.
Yeah.
I get told that a lot.
Yeah.
But how have we kind of got this client to where she is now? Obviously it's going to take a lot more work, But how have we got her? How have we worked around her to get her?
Again, it's like me going in there. It's adapting to working with her. It's respecting her what she wants.
Yeah.
I listen to her, and I'll work around her like I do the other client. And it's just different. It's different way of communicating.
Yeah.
And I feel like I can adapt to most people talking to them, to be fair.
Yeah.
With the clients who go into it, they're all different. It's experience knowing how to adapt yourself to them.
Yeah.
And yeah, with her, it's hard work and it's little wins, or it's no wins sometimes.
No wins.
But you've also got to accept that what her standard is not your standard, or what your standard is not her standard. And if she doesn't want to do that day, I totally respect that.
Yeah.
If she
You
doesn't
have
want
to respect it though, don't you? If she's like, I don't want
to eat today, I want to stay in my pajamas today.
Yeah, she did that with Beth the other day. Beth goes, we're going to get dressed today. She goes, I want a pajama day. So that's what you do. It's fine. Pajama day.
I told last night, she had pajamas on last night, same pajamas from Friday. But I said that's fine. I said I'm not even going to change you tonight. I'll ask you if you want to get changed.
Yeah.
Because it's shower in the morning. And she looked at me like,
you get that routine in though. You kind of
I'm telling her,
plant the seed.
I'm planting the seed. And I do say at the beginning of the call, I feel like it helps her.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to suddenly say out of the blue, right, come on, we're going upstairs now, you're in a shower. Oh, would you like a shower?
You kind of have to get that.
Yes, it is.
It's working her up to it as well, though, isn't it?
It is.
You came in and said, out of nowhere, we're having a shower, which you can do with some clients, because they're just like, all right, let's go.
Absolutely.
But it's getting here to...
But it's getting easier. It's getting easier. It's not as much as a shock to her. And it is gaining that trust, and it's continuously doing it at each week, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I say to her, it's like, that's like, I don't know, it's 5 or 6 times this week we've done this.
Yeah.
And each time she's done it.
Yeah.
I said, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But to her, it's a massive thing. To us, it's a little thing, isn't it? Having a shower. To her, it's huge.
Huge.
But she's done it.
Does she feel better for it though?
Absolutely. When she's in there, she loves the water on her, the warm water.
That's good though.
It's so nice for
her.
And then I try and pamper her when she comes out. So yeah,
That's good though.
Yeah, she loves it.
What have you learned from this client? Like, has that affected the way you work with people as well, or is it just the way you work with her?
Yeah, again, I think in this job you're learning all the time, because every client is different.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can take something from one client and it'll help you with the next client maybe.
Yeah.
But you've got to adapt to that person, that personality. Different personalities every time.
Yeah, exactly.
But you are learning, and you're taking something from each client, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
100%.
I think with both clients, I think continuity, is that the right word?
Mm-hmm.
With them both, I feel that's really important.
Yeah.
And having that what's the word? Consistency.
Yeah.
All the time with both of them for their visits.
Mm.
I feel like it's really important that if I can get in there as well and keep that same face going in.
Yeah.
That's mega important.
Yeah, absolutely.
To gain their trust more. It's getting that confidence in them, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And our confidence as well.
Yeah.
For us to, know them.
It is, yeah. I think it's confidence for everyone, isn't it? Making them confident with you and you confident with them as well. Because if you're going in blind, you're not going to be confident, are you? That's why it's important to have them consistent carers.
Yeah.
The carers get used to the client, and the client gets used to the carers as well. And that's really important with dementia as well, to have consistency. If you don't have consistency,
and for the families as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I do like to have a good relationship with the families. If I speak to them, they know who I am.
Yeah.
They know what I'm about.
Yeah.
I treat everybody exactly the same.
Yeah.
Families, clients, everybody, and I just think that's important as well. So they look at me and think, oh yeah, Jan's in there today. We're fine.
Yeah.
My mum's fine. My dad's
They're
fine.
used to it, yeah.
And yeah, I think for it to work, everybody's got to be happy, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly. That's very
With us.
important.
Yeah,
With
what
us,
we're doing. Yeah.
I think that's important though. We do get good. I don't think we get negative feedback from anyone you go in, really. That's not just saying it for the sake of it. I don't think we actually do.
Oh, that's good. Because I feel like I can communicate. I feel like I'm quite a good communicator with the clients. I like working on my own, as you know.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why. It's because of the communication.
Yeah.
I like my communication with them. And if there's somebody else there with me, it doesn't work for me. I like chatting.
Yeah, otherwise you step back, don't you?
I step back.
I don't really know how to be involved in this.
Yes, yeah, it just doesn't, it's not the same. And it's gaining that trust from them.
No. So thank you to Jan for joining me today to sit and talk
Thanks
to me
very
about
much.
I think it's important to spread awareness about dementia and how it affects people differently,
Oh,
but
it's
also
helped.
about care as well. With the scamming, if you know anyone affected by scams, we are a Friends Against Scammers organisation, so we can offer advice to anyone affected by scams, even if you're not a client with us, or if you just want a bit of advice on that, that's fine. And we are a Friends Dementia organisation as well, so any advice, we're happy to help with that.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it affects everybody differently.
Yeah. Thank you.